Throughout history, the Bible has been revered as a sacred text, a spiritual guide followed by millions. However, did you know there are books that were once part of biblical discussions, but later cast aside? These are known as the forbidden books, ancient texts full of mystery, fascinating stories, and unique insights into early religious beliefs. In this video, we're going to journey through some of these forbidden books, exploring the powerful tales they tell, and why they were excluded from the Bible as we know it. But before we dive in, please subscribe to Mythos Chronicles and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more deep explorations into religious secrets and ancient myths. If you enjoy this, give the video a thumbs up and share it with others who might be curious about these lost scriptures. The most intriguing forbidden books include 1. The Book of Enoch 2, the Gospel of Thomas 3, the Book of Jubilees 4, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene 5, the Book of Giants 6, the Apocalypse of Peter 7, the Acts of Paul and Thecla. Each of these ancient books tells a story that could have shaped the way we view religious history. Now let's dive deeper into each one. The Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch is perhaps the most famous of these forbidden texts. Attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, this book tells a dramatic story about the Watchers, or fallen angels, who descended from heaven and corrupted humanity. They taught forbidden knowledge to mankind, and their actions led to the birth of giants known as the Nephilim. This tale reveals a cosmic struggle between divine beings, and it offers vivid prophecies about the end of days, long before many of the apocalyptic visions we know from the Bible. It was excluded from the Bible around the 4th century because it raised too many theological questions. Today, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church still considers it canonical, making it one of the few Christian communities that preserve this mysterious text. The Gospel of Thomas. This isn't your traditional gospel. The Gospel of Thomas is a collection of 114 sayings attributed to Jesus. Unlike the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, this text doesn't tell the story of Jesus' life, but instead focuses on his teachings. Some of these sayings echo those in the New Testament, but others have a more mystical tone, suggesting that the kingdom of God is already within each of us. This idea that we can access divinity through self-knowledge was controversial. Early church leaders dismissed it as heresy, and it was hidden for centuries until its rediscovery in the mid-20th century. The Gospel of Thomas offers a glimpse into early Christian mysticism, and it challenges some of the orthodox beliefs that became central to mainstream Christianity. The Book of Jubilees. The Book of Jubilees retells stories from Genesis and Exodus, adding intricate details and explanations. Sometimes called the Little Genesis, it not only recounts the creation of the world, but also provides unique laws and customs. For example, it offers a detailed explanation of the importance of certain numbers, particularly the number 50, which ties into the concept of jubilees, or cycles of time. What makes this book so fascinating is its rigid interpretation of Jewish law and its expansion of biblical stories. Although it was excluded from the biblical canon, it remains a key text in some religious communities, including the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene is a figure surrounded by mystery and intrigue. In the Gospel of Mary, she takes center stage, portrayed not only as a close follower of Jesus, but also as a spiritual leader who receives divine revelations. This text challenges the traditional view of Mary as merely a disciple, by elevating her to the role of a wise teacher. What made this gospel so controversial was its emphasis on Mary's authority and her spiritual insights, which some of the male apostles found difficult to accept. The church deemed it too radical, and it was excluded from the official canon. Today, this gospel raises important questions about the role of women in early Christianity and sheds light on a figure whose true significance may have been overlooked. The Book of Giants. The Book of Giants expands upon the story of the Nephilim, the giant offspring of the fallen angels. This ancient text describes the actions of these giants as they spread chaos and violence. The Apocalypse of Peter. This book is one of the earliest Christian texts that describes visions of the afterlife. The Apocalypse of Peter offers vivid and sometimes terrifying descriptions of both heaven and hell, painting a graphic picture of the rewards for the righteous and the punishments for sinners. It is one of the earliest texts to explore the concept of eternal torment for the wicked, which later influenced works like Dante's Divine Comedy. While it was once considered for inclusion in the New Testament, its unsettling depictions of hell led to its exclusion. However, it provides valuable insight into early Christian beliefs about life after death and the fate that awaits souls in the afterlife. The Acts of Paul and Thecla. The Acts of Paul and Thecla tells the inspiring story of Thecla, a young woman who becomes a devoted follower of the Apostle Paul. Despite facing great danger and persecution, Thecla remains steadfast in her faith and becomes a preacher of the gospel. This story emphasizes the courage, purity, and spiritual power of women, something that was often downplayed in early Christian communities. The church suppressed this text because of its portrayal of a woman taking on an almost apostolic role, which was considered inappropriate at the time. However, it stands as a powerful testament to the influence of women in early Christianity. These forbidden books offer a unique glimpse into the ancient world, giving us alternative perspectives on stories and teachings that were once considered part of the Bible. As we explore these lost texts, we gain a richer, more complex understanding of religious history and the spiritual questions that have shaped human civilization. If you found this journey into the forbidden books fascinating, don't forget to subscribe to Mythos Chronicles for more explorations into religious mysteries and ancient myths. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos and share this video with others who are curious about the hidden side of history.